Caitlin, at the age of 4, we noticed that she was not picking up or learning her numbers, her colors, and her letters at the same level of other students. So we got her into private tutoring at the age of 4. We just kind of kept that going, and kindergarten was kind of rough. I would get phone calls from the teacher saying, Caitlin has been up to my desk at 7:30. She's been up to my desk 5 times already. I don't know what to do with her. She won't sit still. And you know, me being a nurse practitioner, I was at a loss of why is this child having so many struggles? And the picture, it took a very long time to get a clear picture of what was going on with my daughter. So we struggled through, our daughter. We struggled through kindergarten. We got to 1st grade. We had a great 1st grade teacher, and that's when the teacher really was comfortable saying, I think your daughter might have either learning disability or ADD. And she thrived in that environment because she had a very supportive teacher. Then we hit 2nd grade, and that's when the CRCT testing really starts to gain momentum in the academic arena, I guess. And from 2nd grade on, she was never able to test well. She never got good grades. She never passed the CRCT. So that's the numbers, that's the paper. When you look at the child herself, she's becoming labeled. And she knows that she is what she calls herself stupid. She's being made fun of. She's always at the bottom of the class, the bottom of everything. So then 3rd grade comes. Still, again, we didn't pass the RCT. We're meeting with the teachers and school psychologists. We have all these meetings. They have all these great plans of pulling her out. She's in a Title I school, but still, she's not able to academically get to where she needs to be. 4th grade. 4th grade is our first introduction to LearningRx. Now, up until 4th grade, I have taken her to the Marcus Center for Autism. I've had multiple testing. We've been diagnosed with GAD, general anxiety disorder. I think about 4th grade is when we got a diagnosis of ADD, ADHD, and then we started playing with the meds. You start playing with the meds, and you know, during a med change, you have periods where the focus and attention decreases, so if you get a big test during that time, you know, you don't do well on it. So the struggle has just been ongoing. So somehow I happened upon LearningRx, and I really don't even know how I found it, because again, I mentioned this again, as a nurse practitioner, and I work in a psychiatry office, I had very limited access to resources, just trying to find the best psychiatrist, the best psychologist. And then I think I Googled you all, and this location was not open. You only had the Buckhead location. And we started there in 4th grade. Mm-hmm. The first thing within, I want to say, is it 4 weeks? The first thing I noticed, and the teachers noticed, that her attention and focus and concentration improved. And that year, she did better on her CRCTs. She felt more comfortable. Teachers noticed that she was more willing to raise her hand and answer a question because she wouldn't be wrong. And so 4th grade was pretty good. And we're all along the way, the teachers and the principals are talking about, well, should we put her in special needs? You know, do we label her that way? What should we do? So we get to 5th grade. 5th grade, at this point in time, she has never, ever passed several subjects in her CRCT. 5th grade's a big year. You don't move on. So the poor child is coming into 5th grade thinking, well, you know, this anxiety, she has GAD already. What if I don't pass? I'm not going to 6th grade. And just living with that anxiety, just with her moods at home, I mean, the mood swings at home would just be, home is her safe place. Home is when she would just totally have her meltdown. She kept it together during school, but at home, it's just when it just all came out. And the meds would start to wear off. It would take her hours and hours to complete her homework, and life at home was just really a nightmare.
It was a challenge.
It was a challenge. It was just really hard for her. So 5th grade, we got her into special ed. She had more support. She had some great teachers. We were redistricted to another school. It was a non-Title I school. And it just seemed like the school environment was better. But she had a retake. She passed the Mass CRCT on the 2nd take. She made an 800. And she had to pass that to go on. Now, her other CRCT scores for that year were, science was 766, which means she did not meet. ELA and reading was 804. The other scores were just like barely at 800 if she did pass. So we hit 6th grade. I am freaking out as a parent because this is middle school. This is when hormones start coming on. We got more bullying. We got big classrooms. And, everything I read about ADD is these kids, if their self-esteem really is taking a toll and they don't think they're going to succeed in school, that pathway for their life does not look good. I mean, we're talking about, drugs and hanging out with bad kids. And as a parent, we were just really freaking out and just really very, very, very concerned. So I called you. Cindy and I met, I think we started this in August.
Yeah, I think so.
Because I tried to get her into a private ADD school. They did not accept her because her IQ scores, one area was right at meets or right at the mid-level of intelligence or whatever it means. But anyway, they did not like her scores. And I thought, great, you don't deal with CRCTs in private school, smaller classroom, but well, obviously that wasn't the right fit. So I called you all, sat down with Cindy, and the plan was to get her just really ramped up and ready for middle school. And so we've been with you all for the majority of 6th grade. And the first thing I noticed when she restarted here with Annie, the first thing I noticed is her articulation. Articulation improves within the first week, and I think it's because it was her second round. Articulation, her speech pattern, and her vocabulary improved right out of the gate. Her teachers noticed. She was pulled out from her science teacher right about maybe a month or two into her program. And her science teacher said, "Caitlin, what's going on with you? I notice you're not as distracted and you're able to focus better and you're getting better grades." Right?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I'm starting to sweat.
No, I mean, I think what ended up happening at that point is that the training that she's been through, the foundation of all that work that we had done in the past and working with the center down in Buckett, the tutoring that we were able to provide as a supplement to that when she was coming back from school. And we worked hard to make sure that she had the tools and the access to things that really kind of helped her build what she needed to have as a successful student. And not only that, but to help her academic career moving forward and to help her kind of adapt to her environment that she has to live with and figure out how to control. And I think what was actually, to Robin's point, was all of a sudden teachers started noticing that her confidence level started to be able to increase and that she was able to stay focused and she was able to pay attention more in a way that allowed her to interpret what was being asked of her and how to be able to relax a little bit more, feel more confident when she was approaching tests. Her grades started turning the corner. She started becoming more socially engaged with people and feeling comfortable making the friends and becoming more just in her general classroom environment and dealing with people in general. I think what really tipped it for us was when she came back from her next round of CRCTs and
that's the big thing. That's
I mean, really turned the corner and started and was successful in taking her tests. And obviously, for that point, the confidence level that jumped for her was tremendous.
Well, I'm going to interrupt here. This is what's huge because we all know that she's smart. We all know that inside that she has the ability to succeed. However, academia, everybody is so stuck on this piece of paper, this test, which is just, I can't tell you how much I just cannot stand this test. So we've gone, in 1 year, with social studies, she has gone from an 800, which barely meets requirements, to an 860. So she exceeded in her social studies. She exceeded in ELA reading, where she was an 804 last year. I think she was like an 850 something this year. Math, she passed, which is amazing. She passed and exceeded in every single one of her CRCT scores. This is huge. This means that this piece of paper, all right, this piece of paper tells her that she's smart. She's not going to cry herself to bed anymore saying, "Mom, I'm so stupid," Why did God do this to me? Why did God make me have ADD and make me stupid? Mommy, I want to be a nurse like you. I'm too stupid. I can't get into college. And it makes you just want to cry. And what, as a parent, what do we say to her? Like, well, yeah, you're right, because you can't pass a CRCT. I mean, nobody's going to let you in, even though you're special needs. But now we can't say that anymore. And
Well,
she can't call her stupid.
We wouldn't have said that, honestly. I mean, but the point is,
our whole...
the point is that, you know, in the social study piece, right, which was really, what's amazing about this is that not only did she get an 860, but she got the highest grade in the class. Now, and
it's an on-level class.
I mean, she jumped up in a way that in her whole persona became so, she lit up. And not only did she do the best in the class, but she was called out by her teacher in front of her peers and told her that Caitlin got the best grade in the class. Not only that, but the vice president of the school came down and congratulated her.
Vice principal.
Yeah, I'm sorry, vice president. Well, I mean, might as well be. Yeah, vice principal.
Yeah, and so she got pulled out of her class and said, well, Caitlin, are you in trouble? Are you in trouble?
Yeah.
It's like, no. The vice principal pulled her out to tell her how well she has done academically.
Yeah.
And on top of everything, the teachers vote every year for the school mascot is a Viper, so it's Vickery Creek Vipers. They have a Viper Student of the Year award that they give each class grade. And that same day that she got her great CRCT results, we received an invitation in the mail to go to Honors Night.
Yeah.
Now, we've never done that with our other daughter.
No.
Our other daughter had perfect grades, perfect scores on her CRCT.
Yeah.
She was never recognized at this level. So among the siblings, I mean, that was kind of
Yeah,
a little conflict, but she was pulled out on stage in front of everybody, and she got the 6th grade Viper of the Year award by the principal.
Yeah,
Wow.
Standing there in front of a full audience, a full auditorium of all these students that were there, and to be recognized there by herself with the other, the male counterpart. I mean, you could see her it was the pinnacle of the career that she's struggled so much from. And to see her go from the point of in tears, that she couldn't even get the basic stuff down, to be standing there in front of the audience as recognized by all her teachers and the school as being the
academic achievement, being a good person.
Yeah, she's helping other special needs in her schools because she can associate with them and can relate with them and is able to communicate in a way that they now understand. And her teachers and the school recognize her that's representative of the characteristics that they want in a student at middle school in Vickery Creek. And it was just an amazing experience. Yeah.
And so now we're moving into summer. I'm going to add this as well. Last night we were at the pool with a bunch of girls, and somebody asked Caitlin, "Do you know who the president? Or you can't name the presidents, can you?" And the other girl said, "No, I can't." Caitlin goes, "I can," and just within 28 seconds, and she did it again.
And then she said, "Do you want to hear me do it backwards?"
So when we first started the program, I thought, okay, the president, that's great. I liked the visual and how you learned that. I'm like, okay, that's great. But that is such an important teaching tool because it's something other kids don't know.
That's right.
And they can go into a class, and that's one piece of information that she had that nobody else had. It was a very powerful tool.
Yeah.
So that's an awesome thing. I don't know who thought of that, but
Yep.
it was very cool.
It was hard, confusing,
What was hard?
everything.
School. What was the hardest part of school?
Focusing, and people coming in and out, and getting distracted by the noise and everything. 50s and 70s,
Yeah,
not
that was-
60s.
So when you
Now they're
came,
80s.
isn't that amazing?
They're
So
80s.
when you came home from school with a 50
Mm-hmm.
or a 40, what did that feel like?
Horrible.
And
I thought I was done.
done with what?
Done that I wasn't gonna get accepted to college or anything.
Yeah, that was really hard, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So when you handed mommy those papers with the 1560, that was, you would kind of hide them in the car and
I'll throw them away.
you throw them away and find them in the trash. Yep. So now what do you do?
Right. Show them and I pretend like it's a bad grade and then.
Oh yeah, she likes to trick me. Guess what, Mom? You would not believe we just did really bad today. And then she'll pull out this, trick ya! It's a 100.
It's 100 or, name of some sort. And now we get texts that show the excitement of how successful she's been in class, and she's very comfortable in sharing the success that she's had.
Changed a lot because it used to be like 10% of confidence because I didn't raise my hand a lot, and then because I didn't want to ask a lot of questions, even though I like to ask questions.
You do.
But then now I ask questions about everything. So
So you know more, because you know you're not, those questions you ask are good questions,
Yes.
right? You need that information.
It's because it's driving more of a need to dig deeper into understanding the subject versus just because you just don't understand it at all, right? It's because you understand it and want to know more and more about it. Yeah.
So what about Annie? How did Annie help you with this?
she helped me by whenever I said I can't do it, if I don't ask a question or something, because she knows whenever if I have a question I just start playing with my chair or whatever, and whenever I don't ask that question because she wants me to get more confident, she takes that away and I have to earn it back. Distractions, that helped me a lot. A lot of kids, they tap their pencil, they go like that, they crumble their paper, and they just go in and out of the door, and I try to ignore that, and that's what Neil does to me. He tries to distract me in the corner, and so does everyone around me distracts me. And whenever I'm doing presidents or my arrows or speed numbers, they distract me.
What about Hika? I know this is back, but Miss Hika, what did she do? Every time you called, you said, I'm stupid. What would she make you do?
Jumping jacks.
Remember that?
10 jumping jacks. Where I have to run around the whole
The building.
building.
Yeah. Yeah. But now your president's, you're doing what now? 4s and 16 seconds, is it now?
13.
And
12
backwards?
and 13.
Backwards is how much?
30 or 32.
Yeah. I mean, it's amazing most people can barely go back to or go from 1 to 5 and get it right. But to get all 44 now, right?
So how did it feel like when you walked across that stage? When you had the Viper of the Year. How did that feel?
I was shocked.
Yeah.
Because I didn't, when everyone was getting called, whenever they were done with, ELA, science, math, social studies, I was like, why am I not up there?
Yeah.
And then when they said Viper Award, I'm like, okay. And I heard my name, and I was just like,
Yeah.
You?
what?
Her favorite teacher is Mr. Thompson, and he teaches the social studies, and he was the teacher where she got the best grade in. And as you go following through the agenda or when you're going through the whole list of what the ceremony order is going to be, close to the last teacher was Mr. Thompson. So we're thinking that's the one that she's going to get recognized for. And when it didn't happen, we're thinking, why didn't she get called up? And then we just realized at that moment that the only thing that was left was Viper of the Year. And we just knew instantly at that point that her name was going to be called. It was amazing. We were so proud.
Yeah, lots of congratulations. Lots of people came up and said good job, and that had to feel good.
I focus better
Yeah.
in school and stuff.
What does that make you do? If you can focus better, what does that help you
I can do
improve
more
with?
stuff.
Yeah.
Well, what stuff? What kind of stuff?
Just-
Like answer test questions
Yeah.
better?
Well, it helps you outside of school too, right?
Mhm.
Helps your focus in dance.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Awesome. Anything else that you feel like you've improved a lot in?
Confidence, distractions, asking more questions.
Well, your behavior's
Right.
calmed down too, right? I mean, your anxiety has calmed down
Yeah.
because you
My
feel.
stress levels calm down.
Yeah.
Like during the CRCT, I didn't stress at all.
Yeah, that was a
Your
big
lips
one.
look good.
Because usually whenever I get stressed, my lips are chapped, my head's like,
Mm-hmm.
has lines and stuff. I just sweat, but
Yes, you will.
that didn't happen.
Didn't happen this year.
Didn't happen.
Amazing. And you passed. You did
Mhm.
great.
I thought that I wasn't gonna be able to do anything with my grades. I thought I wasn't gonna be accepted to anything,
What do you mean anything?
like college or wherever I wanted to go. I didn't think I was gonna, be able to do it. But now looking at my grades, I feel like I can do it because I'm gonna be the first lady president.
You can be the first lady for president?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
There
gonna be
you
me.
But now I've looked at all my grades from the past, and now they've improved a lot.
Oh, yeah.
So you can do it. You can do anything.
And you feel like the door's open enough for you to do anything you want, right?
So how do you feel when Allie, when she comes home with her good grades, how do you feel about that?
Better,
You feel better?
because and when I got that letter, she was jealous.
She was jealous.
She was jealous.
Yeah.
Sibling rivalry there.
Yes.
Mhm. LearningRx helped you with that, right?
Yes.
Always good.
Well, I mean, I think, again, the transitions that she's made from where she started to where she is now is amazing. And I feel comfortable that we can say that we think and we can say this very confidently, that the foundation she got from the first LearningRx experience really helped her be able to start achieving and feeling better about how to be able to be successful in school. And that helped her get through elementary school. And as we wanted to make the transition to middle school, which was such a different environment, and the level of attention she was going to get was going to be much different, that we wanted to reinforce that confidence that she could be successful in it. And that's why we came here and wanted to make sure that she was able to reinforce what she'd already learned. And the teachers here are so supportive, are so engaged. Everybody in the staff, everybody from the center management and the leadership here has been just so positive and so supportive. And I think it made a tremendous difference for her. She feels safe coming in here. She's excited to come in here. She's just looking forward to come back when she has the next session. And it's just a different child. It's been a very positive experience, and we appreciate that for what you guys have done for her.
Andy did a great job of pushing Caitlin very gently,
Mm-hmm.
but giving her just that little extra nudge that you can do it. Yes, you can get to that next level. And it was an art, it was a skill that she shared with Caitlin.
Yeah.
And that really translated in the classroom, too.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right, because you have to it is an art in many regards, and that you have to understand what the student's personality is and how they adapt to different types of part of the training. And the Annie and Patrick both were able to get a sense of where that middle ground was that took her to continue to get pushed into the next level. And I think it's natural for anybody, including any adult or any child, that to continue to get pushed and to re-educate your thinking and refocus on how you're going to approach things can be resistant to it, right? This is human nature. But they understood how to continue to push through that and be firm, but yet supportive and confident that they can do that. And that's exactly the type of thing that she needed to understand and to get feedback on, that she can do it. And they struck that right balance to help her get through that.
It's, Cindy is just such a kind soul, and I know she's had challenges as well personally with her students like this, but I just really thought she understood. She got me, and she got my struggle and my story and Caitlin's story, and y'all just worked with us so well with the scheduling and the getting Caitlin here, and it's a really positive, as you said, it's a positive, upbeat, supportive atmosphere, which these kids need.
Yeah, I think to that point,
Because they get beat up at school so much.
it goes back to, and I think when you look at this as a holistic experience, not only obviously is the whole point of us being here is to support her and help her be able to grow, but it's not easy for working parents to be able to coordinate their schedules and to be able to sacrifice weekends together to be able to do things. But you folks made it very easy for us to be able to coordinate those schedules and to be able to understand that people have to work and be flexible to be able to do this. And it made it that much easier for us to be able to coordinate and come down here and give her the tools that she needs to work with you folks. And it wasn't hard for her to get up in the morning on a Saturday to be able to come down here and get motivated to learn. And it made it so much easier to have that experience, and I appreciate that.
We can do her articulation, her ability her sentence structure, ability to communicate is number one. Number two, her focus and concentration absolutely have improved. She's able to take tests with somebody behind her, doing the tapping, so she's not having to be pulled out to take tests as much, which is awesome. Of course, we have the confidence and the self-esteem, which have improved, and just that knowing herself knowing that she's able to do things, she can accomplish things. It's probably the biggest thing, a gain that she has, that yes, she can do it.
Yeah.
And that just speaks volumes.
Yeah, I agree.
With that self-esteem. Oh my gosh, it was like this child, we planned that, okay, she may not go to college, she might have to live with us for a long time. As retirement, for just planning for our retirement. We know Caitlin's going to be living with us probably after high school. We don't know about school. We don't know if she's going to go to a Georgia perimeter. We don't know if she can even get in. That was our thinking all along the way. And just God forbid she didn't take the wrong path somewhere. That was, and it's very unknowing for us. But now, this year, I think everything is just opened up and changed. I mean, she can go to college. I mean, because you look at when you sit down with the school psychologist and they have on their laptop the I forget the test with it says that your child should be here if she wants to go to college, and Caitlin was like way down here, and somebody turned to me and said, doesn't mean she's never going to go to college. Don't take it that way. And I'm like, but it's so visual. It's right there. What else does it mean? It just makes your heart sink, because she's smart. She really can do a lot of good things with the right career. So now we have her future. Her educational future is totally changed. There's so many more options for her now, and I think the way we speak and the way we approach her is totally different. I mean, I noticed in the past week how I've been changing my talking about her future and planning her future. It's like now we can maybe think about more college prep. Now we're going to get her into more advanced classes at school.
Yeah. I mean, we've always known it was there. The question was, how do you pull it out of her, and how do you reorient her thinking to make her feel more comfortable that she can? It was always there, and this type of training was I think exactly what she needed to do to be able to figure out how to get to that level. And I think to Robin's point, it absolutely is a turning point right now, where I think the world has reopened for her in a way that was never really there for in the earlier days.